Is this thing on? Okay, good.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. In this video, we are going to be talking about the secondary credit reporting agencies. And if you, yes you, no not her, maybe him, but no, definitely you, should still freeze these secondary credit reporting agencies before disputing negative items that are on your credit report. But time is money and I'm not trying to waste any of yours. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So around the same time last year, I actually made a video talking about the secondary credit reporting agencies. Those secondary credit reporting agencies being LexisNexis, SageStream, ARS, Innovis, and CoreLogic. In that video, I basically broke down that everybody and their grandmother's auntie, sister's cousin knew about Experian, they knew about TransUnion, and they knew about Equifax, but I felt like not enough people were talking about the secondary credit reporting agencies, which Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax actually use to help verify and keep negative items showing on your credit report. Since making that video, we fast forward to now, which is about a year and some change later, LexisNexis and SageStream have actually merged into one company, and I also made a video where I called into LexisNexis to find out more information and detail as it pertained to that merger. If you're watching this video but you haven't seen either of those two videos, I'll leave a link to both in the description below. But coming into this new year, one question I have gotten as it pertains to both of those videos is, do you still need to freeze with the secondary credit reporting agencies before disputing negative items on your credit report in the year 2022? So the one thing I want to emphasize to you guys, and it's something I emphasize to a lot of people who come to me in regards to counsel pertaining to matters such as this, is that you don't necessarily need to do anything. One thing I emphasize to people who come from me for counsel in regards to matters such as this, right, is that when it comes to credit repair, there is no one shoe fits all, right? There's no one quick fix that works for everything under the sun. There are many different methods and ways that you can go about increasing your chances of getting negative items taken off of your credit report. So as it pertains to freezing, I know that there are some people that do freeze and some people that don't freeze. So these two different parties may give you a different response as to why they feel like you should or shouldn't freeze. But either way, I want you to know that you don't need to do it. This is not the end all be all way of making sure you get items off. It's just a way that you can use. However, at the time of this recording, I am a little over a year into running my very own credit repair company. And for the first 6 to 7 months, I actually required all of my clientele that came to my company to freeze their credit report with the secondary credit reporting agencies. And if they didn't, well, in the agreement that they signed, I said that if they didn't do it, they now gave me permission to put them through a table. All right, just slam them through a table, just bring them through a table. They signed it. It's in the paperwork. It's in the fine print. You know, if anybody who's a client of mine could tell you for sure, I didn't play. In those first 6 to 7 months, I just didn't play. However, after running my credit repair company for the first 6 to 7 months, I did get curious and wondering if I actually did need to have my clients freeze with the secondary credit reporting agencies in order to maximize the results that I was getting for them. So what I did was, after that 6 to 7 month period, I actually took a very small sample size of new clients that came into my company and put them to the side and actually didn't require them to freeze with the secondary credit reporting agencies. And then from there, I compared the results I was able to get for them, with the results I was getting for the clients I did require to freeze. And after several months of conducting this little research experiment of mine, I actually came to realize that when it came to freezing with secondary credit reporting agencies versus not freezing with the secondaries, the results were pretty much the same. It turns out that when it comes to freezing, it really didn't have much of an effect as it pertained to getting negative items off of credit reports. So for myself within my company, I actually stopped requiring my clients to freeze with the secondaries. If they want to do it, great. But if not, we're not really twisting their arm to do it anymore. The only clients of mine that I require to freeze with the secondaries are clients that come to me for bankruptcy removal, just because a bankruptcy is the hardest type of thing to get off of a credit report. Like when it comes to getting a bankruptcy removed from a credit report, it can take anywhere from up to 6 to 8 months. Even I've seen it sometimes take up to a year to get a bankruptcy removed. And for me to now run another sample size where I'm taking, some bankruptcy clients and I'm having them not freeze versus other bankruptcy clients and I'm having them freeze to see if it affects it, if it doesn't, it's just will require way too much time for me to really compare the results. So I feel like it just would be smarter for me to remain on the safer side as it pertains to that, especially because I really don't have that many bankruptcy clients anyways. So I just require all of them to freeze, but I don't make them freeze with all the secondaries. I only have them freeze with probably the biggest secondary of them all, which is LexisNexis. But all of this harkens back to the original point that I made in the opening segment of the video, which is that there is no one size fits all when it comes to repairing your credit, right? Like there's probably someone watching me talk about how not freezing doesn't make all that much of a difference when it comes to getting negative items off, and they probably vehemently disagree with me and probably have gotten amazing results from doing it themselves. There are other people who probably, don't freeze and have also gotten amazing results as well. So, it really depends on who you go to and who you ask. There are some people who tell you to do it, others who will tell you won't to do it. However, for myself, I just haven't seen all that much of a difference in me doing it versus not doing it. So I just don't do it no more. But that's just my personal opinion, right? Like that's what my experience has been with freezing. You can go and test it out for yourself, whether you're fixing your own credit or somebody else's credit, and see if it plays a role for you. However, I will say this, of all the different methods and of all the different taxing, so of all the different ways that I've heard you can go about increasing your efficiency of getting negative items removed, the one thing that I've experienced and heard across the board that is universally the most effective way to improve your results and improve your chances of getting results is by removing excess personal information from your credit report. A lot of people may or may not know this, but credit reporting agencies like Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax will use any and every little thing under the sun to verify and validate why certain negative items need to remain on your credit report. And one of the easiest targets for them to do so is excess personal information. Matter of fact, if you're watching this video right now, if you're watching it, stop it. Don't even watch the rest of this video. I want you to go to Credit Karma, Identity IQ, Experian, whatever it is that you're using as your main source of credit monitoring. Go and look at your credit report, scroll all the way down to where your personal information section is, and chances are you probably have more than one name on there, more than one address on there, more than one employer on there. And if you've been disputing on your own behalf as it pertains to getting negative items off of your credit report and you haven't had much success in doing so, this can be one of the biggest contributors as to why. So as it pertains to everything that I talked about in this video relating to the excess personal information and of course the freezing of the secondary credit reporting agencies, I'm going to do two things for you guys. The first thing that I'm going to do is that in the description below, I'm actually going to leave a link to a personal information letter that you can use to get the excess personal information off of your credit report. One thing to keep in mind with a personal information letter, or at least with my personal information letter, or with this personal information letter, whatever personal information letter it is, when you excess personal information removed from your credit report, it's not a dispute, it's a request. Meaning, unlike a dispute where you have to send it in, every 30 to 35, 45 days, you have to wait that gap before you can send another one. With a personal information letter, since it's a request to remove the excess items, you can send it every 5 days, every 10 days, every 20 days. The choice is completely up to you to do what you got to do to get that excess information off. But I'll leave that free of charge in the description below. The second thing I'll do is that in the description below, I'll also leave a link to the secondary credit reporting agencies so that if you are interested in trying to freeze with the secondaries to see if it has an effect on you or the clients that you're repairing their credit for, I'll leave that link in the description below so that you know where you need to go to freeze their personal credit report or your personal credit report, whoever you're disputing for, right, with those secondaries to see if it has an effect on getting those negative items off that credit report. But that concludes it all for this video. I sincerely do hope you guys received a lot of value and information in every and anything that I've said. And if you have, please do not forget to take a second, take a minute, take an hour out of your day right here, right now to just go ahead and slap that like button to show this video some love. I'm Marvin Francois. Y'all have been good. I've been great. This has been amazing. And as always, thank you and God bless. Peace.